Okay, we have a lot to talk about, from Moon Knight and Iron Man to some Civil War stuff that I possibly may have spoiled for everybody. Let's get into it. So firstly, to everyone on the Moon Knight video who is recommending that we talk about Civil War 2 or Psychopaths or Minority Report when we're talking about, predicting future crimes and punishing people based off of crimes they hadn't committed yet. Yes, I was planning on that. I was planning on at least touching on Civil War 2. I've heard of Psychopaths and, of course, Minority Report. So that's stuff for a future video. The Moon Knight video was specifically to kind of like as a prerequisite to get that conversation a little bit started before we dive into an entire episode about it. In the future, hopefully once Civil War 2 does come out, and we'll have a comic book thing to discuss that idea about. The big thing that I want to talk about in regards to the Moon Knight video is the terminology that I used. A lot of people brought up that, when we're trying to find, what a normal person would do or what a normal brain acts like, normal isn't really the word that we should be using. Daniel Solis writes a great comment about how the terms that are usually used by mental health and disability advocates are usually neurotypical or genotypical instead of normal. So I am going to try to remember that for future videos and try to get that, try to do better about that. So thanks, guys. Thank you for everyone, seriously, who wrote about this, because I think this is a really important point to this whole discussion. And so to you, Daniel, I'm going to give you this week's NerdSync No Prize. Congrats! Let's move on to the Iron Man video with the story of how he had a nose on his mask for a little bit in the comics. Viktor right here has a very healthy sense of skepticism. I applaud you for it. Questioning whether anything we said in the video was actually true or just an urban legend, and calling into question how much we research things. I appreciate that. I appreciate you trying to keep us honest here. We do a lot of research for these videos. That doesn't mean that they're always 100% accurate, obviously not. But in this case, this came from the incredibly detailed and thick Marvel Comics The Untold Story, as in Chapter 6, we can see right here, is when Stan Lee makes his comment about Iron Man's nose, to which the story is picked up later in that same chapter when he basically says, "Why is this nose here?" So, this is the source that we used. All the links will always be in the description to every video. We have a couple other ones down there as well that you can check out. But yeah, thanks for trying to, call us out on this. But as far as I can tell, this story is true. It is weird. I will say that it does seem like it's an urban legend, but according to at least this and one other source, seems to be true. Speaking of crazy stories, this one is one that I have not researched at all yet, but HylianLibrarian on the NerdSync subreddit, by the way, check out the NerdSync subreddit in the description down there, talks about another story of Stan Lee's crazy amount of power at Marvel. It has to do with the death of Gwen Stacy and how some of the writers asked him, "Hey, is it okay if we kill Gwen?" And he was preoccupied with something else, going on a trip or something, and he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead and kill Gwen, I don't really care. And then when he reads the comic, when he finds out that they actually went through with it, he was like, "Who did this? Who is responsible? You've ruined everything." And the writers are like, "You said it was okay. We did. We were following your lead." Again, I have no idea if that story is true because I haven't looked into it, but it does seem like something Stan would do. If anyone has a source for this, please let us know in the comments down there. And once again, check out the NerdSync subreddit. It's a bunch of fun over there, except there's one thing missing. You. Lastly, I want to address something about our Hamilton video. So before anyone progresses any further, there will absolutely be Civil War spoilers from this point on. You have been officially warned. Literally watch any other video on YouTube except this one if you don't want Civil War spoilers. Got it? Everyone in the clear? Good. Okay, so one of the opening lines of our Hamilton video was about Tony Stark talking about how Bucky killed his parents. And a lot of people have called this out as being a spoiler towards Civil War. I didn't really think of it as a spoiler. And in fact, if I hadn't seen the movie before we started writing that video, I still would have absolutely written that line, because to me, that was revealed in Winter Soldier, not Civil War. If you recall, in Winter Soldier, there was a scene where Cap and Black Widow go to the secret base with Zola, and he reveals that Hydra has been using Winter Soldier to reshape history, to shape their own history. And almost immediately after, less than like 5 seconds later, it's revealed that Hydra is also behind killing the Starks. And in my mind, when I was watching that movie, and I've watched it about 1 billion times, in my mind I was like, oh, okay, so Winter Soldier killed Stark's parents. This is the takeaway that we as the audience are supposed to get out of it. That's why Civil War will be interesting, because it's going to be Tony Stark realizing that Bucky killed his parents. But that is, I went into it thinking, okay, everyone knows that Bucky killed Tony's parents because that was revealed years ago. And apparently, I was wrong. So in Civil War, when they do that big reveal, I never saw it as a reveal to us, the audience members. It was just a reveal to Tony, and we as the audience members were there to be like, now he gets it, now he sees it, now this is gonna get awesome. Like I said, it would have happened anyway, even if I had not seen the movie before we made that video. Which is why I also didn't feel the need to put a spoiler warning in front of that video, which I suppose I should have done when talking about anything Civil War related. I was not the only person who worked on this video as well. At least 2 other people saw or heard the lyrics that we wrote for it, and I know for a fact they had not seen Civil War, so they didn't say anything to me about that being a spoiler, and I just kind of assumed that it was fine. I'm not trying to say that I didn't do anything wrong, but really I'm just trying to give you my perspective on it, my point of view. I wasn't trying to spoil the movie for anybody. I genuinely thought that that was information that we were supposed to go into the movie with. So once again, my sincerest apologies if that did spoil the movie for you guys. We'll try to get better at that if we try something like this again in the future, which honestly, I mean, who knows? We might. The video had mixed reviews. I had a ton of fun doing it, so did everyone involved. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm definitely open to doing it again. But, you know, like sans spoilers. So I think that's going to do it for this week, guys. Once again, I am moving, so that's why we have this set up right now. Hopefully everything will be taken care of in the next few weeks, and we'll be back to making, you know, regular quality videos that you are accustomed to. Unless you like this kind of vlog style thing. I kind of dig it. It's easier for me to do. Also, once again, it's Monday, which means there's another episode of the NerdSync podcast out right now. Go check that out on iTunes and SoundCloud if your ears need something to listen to today. And make sure you check out those 2 videos. The Moon Knight video right here that you can click on, all about mental illness and the criminal justice system. Really interesting stuff. Really great conversation in the comments that you guys have started down there. And also, we have this video about Iron Man and his nose mask. The time in the comics when there was a little place for Tony Stark's nose to go on his little helmet. You can also watch that by clicking right here. Links will also be in the description below. And if this is your first time hanging out with us here at NerdSync, make sure you hit that big sexy subscribe button so you don't miss out on all of the new videos we make for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that explore the history, science, philosophy, and art behind your favorite comic book superheroes. My name is Scott, reminding you to read between the panels and grow smarter through comics. See ya.